take a few minutes here and walk you through the check, try, recheck protocol. This is the foundational tool of neural performance coaching, and I want to make sure it's working for you before we get to the boost so you can get the biggest bang for your buck right out of the gates. The check, try, recheck protocol is essentially our way of asking our nervous system for direct, objective feedback about the choices we're making. It's really freaking cool when you start to figure out that you can get immediate feedback about anything in your life, the shoes you're wearing, the people you're talking to, or in this case, the drills that we're doing in the brain boosts. This tool is also especially important in figuring out dosage. Movement is medicine, and too much can cause side effects, right? Too little can create no effect at all. So we want to find the sweet spot for you, and we want to make sure that your brain is getting exactly that Goldilocks amount. So how do we do this? Basically, the check, try, recheck protocol means that we're going to check some kind of movement, we're going to try something, and then we're going to recheck the thing we checked the first time. So we get this baseline litmus test, we do something, and then we see how that impacted us. Because the nervous system is all connected and always communicating with itself, we literally can use anything for that check. I want you to pick something that matters to you and something that you can really see changes based on the choices that we're making. So some examples include range of motion. You can check balance. I'll show you a neural assessment we can use. Let's actually walk through all of these together so you can try some of these on. We'll start with the range of motion. And the first question I have for you is, where do you hold your tension? Is it your low back? Is it your hamstrings? Is it your neck and shoulders? See if you can find a range of motion that produces tension but not pain. So I usually hold all my tension in my neck. So I usually use my neck as my range of motion assessment. And right now I'm at a medium. I can feel tension at that end range of motion. I'm not getting super far down. There definitely is some room for improvement there. I could also use rotation. I'm actually feeling more tension with that today. So I'm going to use my neck as a range of motion. If you're more of a low back person, you could do spinal rotations, right? You can do a forward bend, touch the ground, see how close you can get your fingers to the ground. Do a few repetitions of whatever it is you're checking though, because movement itself will hopefully improve movement. So make sure you're as warm as you can get just based on the movement alone. Let's check balance. We're looking for your edges of balance here. I want you just a little bit wobbly. That's our sweet spot for this initial check. So for me, I'm gonna do this with my feet. I've got my heel right in front of my toes, in a line with each other, so they're right in the midline. And then I can feel my ankle wobbling a little bit, but this is still fairly easy for me. I'm gonna close my eyes. And now I've got a little bit more sway, but I'm not falling over. This is an excellent check for me. Room for improvement, but not so hard that, I'm not gonna see improvements as they happen. So that's my balance challenge there. You could also stand on one foot. You could do a crazy yoga pose, whatever you need to do to find that sweet spot of challenge for your brain. Last thing I'm going to have us check is a neural assessment. This is a cerebellar assessment. Cerebellum is the back of the brain. It helps with accuracy, balance, and coordination. I call this particular drill the hand flippers because it looks like that. I'm going to bring my left hand underneath. My right hand creates a blade and comes on top. Now, I'm going to flip this right hand over and flip it back again. And I'm going to do this as quickly and coordinatedly as I can. And you can see there's a hiccup. I'm not quite getting all the way around. I probably should slow it down. Yes, okay. Now let's compare it to the other side. I'm gonna bring my right hand underneath. My left hand is going on top. And now I go as fast as I can. And this hand is way better. Now, I am right-handed. So for those of you who are like, but it's my dominant hand. Maybe, or maybe there's something going on. Okay, so I'm gonna use my right hand flipper as a part of my check, try, recheck protocol. And so for me personally, I've got my neck range of motion, I've got my balance challenge, and I've got my right hand flipper. Make sure you know what you're checking there. And also, if you're wanting to add in something personal, you could check a strength assessment, you could do a squat. Some of the other things that I have people check are actually just taking a nice deep breath. Let's do that together. And notice how much tension there is in the belly as you try and fill it up. I love this for monitoring kind of groundedness, anxiety levels on level 1 to 5, right? Like 1, I'm a tin man. 5, I feel so expansive and open, right? How hard is that breath? So we've just done 5 different checks. Let's try something. For today, I'm going to give us, this is my public service announcement to the world, I'm going to give you the anatomically correct position for your tongue to try and see how it impacts us. So here's where this belongs. Can you take the tip of your tongue, slide it from the top teeth back until you find a little ridge. This is called the alveolar ridge. I want the tongue on, or even better, slightly behind the ridge. And the rest of the tongue, if this is the roof of my mouth, the rest of the tongue is glued up, suctioned to the roof of the mouth. Yes? Hold that tongue in that spot and see if you can swallow with it there. If saliva is a problem, try thinking about biting into a juicy lemon. Sometimes that will help get a bit more moisture. If you're still having trouble swallowing, try smiling and lifting your eyebrows up. And see if you can get a swallow with your tongue in that position there. However you need to get that tongue there, do that. Keep the tongue in that position, and we're going to recheck the things we checked before. So I'm going to glue that tongue up to my roof of my mouth and recheck my neck. And check rotations. Feeling much better for me. I'm going to check my balance. I'm going back into that heel toe position. I'm gluing my tongue to the roof of my mouth, and I'm going to close my eyes. And I am feeling a bit more sturdy there. There's still room for improvement. Let me check my hand flipper. Tongue to the roof of my mouth. Well, that's feeling way better already. Cool. I'm going to check my deep breath. And I am noticing improvement with that. Hopefully this is making sense. We've got the check, whichever one of those things or multiple of those things that you found some changes in, great. We've got the try, which is where the brain boost is going to come in, and then we've got the recheck. Did it make a difference for you? All right, I'm so excited to share this work with you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.